How's it going, guys? Panther Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 4 of WandaVision. This episode is titled, We Interrupt This Program. That's usually like an emergency broadcast message, right? We interrupt this program to say, da-da-da, zombie apocalypse or something, But yeah, last episode ended off on like this big, cliffhanger, I guess. You could argue it was a big cliffhanger. Geraldine was snapped out of the dream world, or the fake/real world, because it's what I've deducted with my Sherlock Holmes, psyche, my IQ, is that Geraldine infiltrated, right? Okay, she infiltrated around maybe just before episode 1, because when Wanda saw her, I think she said, "I haven't seen you before," I think. So she's obviously infiltrated in. And Westview, which is the town the show takes place in, is a real place that Wanda has gone and created this dream world, but made people who actually live there characters. So in a way, she is the villain. Nobody is doing this to her, it's all her. She is in control. And she's trying to stop reality from breaking in, because that might do something to Vision, maybe. And she wants like the perfect world with Vision. Because I guarantee she's not had the babies. That's just her dream. That's what she wants, right? Which is kind of crazy that she'd create babies. Like, that's got to be... And it's also crazy that she's changed people's minds into thinking they're these people, We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong on that point, but maybe some people are fake and she did create them. But I feel like some people are actually living there, or did live there, and they were turned into characters by Wanda. But yeah, Geraldine was sent out of the real/fake dream world, or whatever, or Wanda's dream world, into the real world, where she gets surrounded by S.W.O.R.D. They've got it all. They've got Westview all surrounded with, like these, looks like sound barriers, but at the same time, it might just be that's where Wanda's world begins. Like, it's like a force field type of thing. Like, no one can enter it unless you figure a way in, like Geraldine did. And the Beecatcher kind of figured a way in. Which he was a part of S.W.O.R.D too, right? So I guess he was going in, see if he could find a way in, and then he saw Wanda, and then she was like, nope. And probably sent him away. Yeah, at the end of the episode, Geraldine got surrounded by a bunch of S.W.O.R.D members, maybe. But yeah, I don't think S.W.O.R.D are behind this. I think it is all Wanda, and what she's going to do is going to break reality in a way that might cause a fracture, like a wormhole type of thing, and that could lead into Spider-Man 3. Maybe. We'll see. It might fracture the universe somehow, like that specific universe. Because I know there is a multiverse. We already know there's a multiverse, right? Loki's set in a multiverse, and Endgame kind of played with the idea of the multiverse, and Doctor Strange played with it too. But I think this is like the real big part of where it begins, It's happening because of what Wanda's doing. She might bring in a whole new Vision, but she might put the mind of her Vision into that one. Who knows? Who knows? I'm excited. But yeah. Let's get right into the episode. Let's not do any of that.
Geraldine.
See, there. Okay, yeah. I am right then. Like, that. She came here because we're all trapped in this town created by her. She's legit the villain then. But it's her dream world. Like, it's what she wants. This is how she's grieving. Because she's still not over Pedro, right? From, Quicksilver. Wait, what? Oh, this is after the snap. Everyone's coming back. Oh no, I didn't think about what had happened in the hospital. Like, what if someone was in a surgery room? Oh no! I never thought of this. I'm glad we're seeing this, like the aftermath of the blip.
After you disappeared.
Yeah. Dude, the blip has... I'm glad they're doing this, though. We're finally getting, that's what I wanted, man. I just wanted the snap to be just devastating. Still though, you got to think of, what happened what if you were a pilot, right? And you were flying a plane, and then you got snapped. Everyone on that plane's dead. Like, what the fuck? And then also, like, and then you come back as the pilot, like, you come back in the blip. What do you come back in? You just fall to... What the fuck? That's S.W.O.R.D? Sentient Weapon Observation Response Division? So I guess they just skipped the part where she joins S.W.O.R.D and becomes a part of S.W.O.R.D.
Captain Monica Rambeau.
Because she was in Captain Marvel, right? She was the young kid, I think. It's been a while.
3 weeks.
Oh, her mum was... Yeah, oh yeah. This is like basically the new S.H.I.E.L.D. now, right?
Same as you left it.
Hope it's one of them situations where he's the bad guy behind everything. This is why it's called We Interrupt This Program. There's Westview. We interrupt this program to show you her side of the story. Oh shit, is that... Yes. Asian Jin.
Jamesy Woo.
Well, no, it's the guy from Ant-Man and Wasp. But...
Westview, New Jersey doesn't exist.
That's what I keep telling your G-man here, but he won't listen.
I see.
So she's done something to them.
If we need any further.
Well, just tell him to turn around. Like, explain that.
I pulled phone numbers for all the residents. I'm only through the D's, but so far I got.
Explain the sign. Oh, okay, she did it. She sent it in. What about the bee catcher though?
What about you?
Me?
Wait, it didn't look like that, did it?
Well, I'm from Baker.
It was more reddish.
Way to go.
It was right
That's-
there.
It entered the dream world or whatever. It is a dream world, but it's also a real world. So does she step in after this? Because that helicopter went in right before she met Geraldine, right, in episode 2. How does that explain the bee catcher? Oh, uh-oh. Wait, it's... 4. Darcy, right?
I'm a chemical engineer.
No one cares.
They got this set up quick, Jesus. Did Geraldine get sucked in like ages ago? Like,
Longer wavelengths superimposed over the noise here.
this is where they send the message in. Wanda, was it Wu that was doing it? Was it Wu that was sending in the message? Did they see Wanda? Did they hear Wanda? And then they, yeah.
I need.
Then they decide they're watching the show. It's the bee catchers, isn't it? So she doesn't have the sewers cut off. Well, until now. I assume she probably cut off the sewers after this. Would you have to change the TV as the show progresses?
Created a sitcom starring 2 Avengers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Working theory.
So we were S.W.O.R.D watching the show. So, okay, Monica got sent in. I'm so used to the name Geraldine now. Monica got sent in. There's the end of episode 1. Oh yeah, because... Yeah, the end of episode 1. Yes, there's a shot! Ah, okay. Cheeky little shits. They know what they're doing. So it's like they're giving the actors...
Harold Popters, Jones.
Even though they're not actors.
Isabel.
Who's Agnes, sir? I love how it all ties together now. Like, the timeline all makes sense.
What is she saying?
It was Jimmy. Wanda!
Pop quiz, Wanda.
She heard it, but it's like it cut it out. She did hear them, though. But they didn't see that part because it was like cut. She cut. Wanda was like, nah, I've cut this part out. Here we go, he breaches in. Ah, and then he becomes a bee catcher. Oh no. What happens to him then? Is that a skipping rope? So he wasn't a bee catcher, he was just a guy entering in. What happens to him then?
Why does it keep switching time periods?
Oh, so wait, episode 2 was the 60s? I guess.
WandaVision.
But, like, that's the question, like, where the fuck did the baby come from? Like, I mean, I know where it came from, but, like...
Twins. Someone is censoring the broadcast.
But where's Rand?
Her. It's Wanda. Oh, we're going back into the show now?
Who are you? I don't know.
Oh! Aspect ratio. She is a villain, what the fuck?
You're definitely not my friend.
How did Vision see that? And she has to repair the wall, right?
She had to rush home.
Yeah, she had to rush home. She got yeeted. Oh!
What?
Now she's starting to see reality. Because that's where the episode ended.
I have everything under control.
Okay, well that... Well done, Marvel, for spoiling the fun there, the mystery. She's under control.
It's all Wanda.
You don't say. We figured that out. Are we going to the 80s now? I don't understand how Vision is there, though. Like, what makes... That's why the episode ended, right? Like, that was God damn it. God damn it. Well, that was a decent episode. I mean, it definitely... Like, we've got all our, like, the questions that we had for all the episodes, they've basically all been answered now, right? There might be some more lingering questions, though, because... well, actually, there is a couple lingering questions, like, are the babies real? They must be, right? Did Wanda create the babies? Who's Agnes? Because they never actually said who she was, right? They said who everyone else was, but they never said who she was. How is Vision there? Like, how did she create Vision? Is she using his dead body? And it's... Because it's like she saw the body, like his, dead version of him. How does that work? Like, how is Vision physically standing there? Like, I think what happened is she's created the whole world, and and then all these people get created into characters, right? All these real people get created into characters, but Vision is a person that she's created and tried to bring back to life in a way, in her own world. And the town itself she's changed too. So it's obvious she can rebuild and repair. She puts up repairs as like things start to break down. But it's not just that was breaking down, because you also had Herb, right? He was like drilling into a wall. Or not a drilling. He was like he was meant to be cutting bushes, right? And he was like cutting the wall, and like his character kind of broke. And then the Agnes and Herb thing, like that scene was weird. Like they basically broke the fourth wall and said that Geraldine wasn't from there, that she infiltrated in. It's like they're aware, but they're also not aware. It's weird. So it's good to see Darcy back. Like, we got 2 characters. Actually, no, we've got 3 characters we've seen before, because you got Monica, right? Monica Rambeau. You've got Jimmy Woo. I love how his name's Jimmy, though. I never thought about that. Is that because of The Office, or... and then you've got Darcy, right? From her Thor 1 and 2. So, of course, they've brought her back, because she's not been in any film since then, right? Since Thor Dark World. I mean, Dark World's okay. I mean, it's a darker film, but... when Marvel does a darker film, people have backlash. But then when he has comedy, they also get backlash. So I don't know where you win there. So yeah, okay, so Monica is a part of S.W.O.R.D, and I love how we got to see at the beginning of the episode, like the consequence of the snap/blip, right? Because I think the snap is, when Thanos did it, and the blip is when they came back. I was kind of explaining Far From Home, but. Yeah, I'm glad we got to see a little bit more of that. I'd like to see what would happen with pilots. Because if a pilot got snapped, right, that plane's still in the air. So that plane's going to crash. I mean, we saw it happen in the after credits scene of Infinity War, right, with when Nick Fury got snapped. You saw the helicopter crash because no one was in it. So what happened to that guy that was in that helicopter? Like, does he just snap back into reality but in the air? Like, what the fuck? How does that work? Surely people must have died as they got... Like, imagine that. 1 minute you're flying a helicopter, the next minute you're flying nothing and you just fall straight to the ground. Like, how does that work? And it's the same thing with a surgery. I mentioned at the beginning, like, what if someone was in the middle of the surgery and they got snapped? Or the doctors got snapped? Or, the person who getting the surgery got snapped, and then the doctors, Oh, I never thought about that. What if someone was, like, I thought that was going to happen. If someone was in one of them hospital beds, right, and a couple of years ago, like, when people got snapped, someone in that hospital bed got snapped. What if they split back inside them? Like, say if I'm here, right, and I get snapped, right? Then someone else takes this chair and sits in this chair, and then I come back. What would happen? Would I just sit on top of them, or would it, like, would some disgusting things happen? Because I don't know. Maybe Hulk did a safety measure. Because you got to think about things like that. You know, you got like, okay, what about all the people that? What about babies? You know, like that's the thing though. What if a mother got snapped? What would happen to the baby? You know, because the baby is a part of that body still? They both get snapped, or like how does it work with a baby? Yeah, that's kind of insane. Thinking about like how the snap affects most people. But yeah, I think that was a decent episode. It was kind of, in a way, filler, if you think about it, because all it really did is just tell us their side of the story. It didn't advance the story too much, other than like, okay, we knew Wanda was in control, we knew it was like a sitcom, and S.W.O.R.D would kind of infiltrate, and we figured some of that. When you look at the bits and pieces that were given to us in the first 3 episodes, you can piece it together. I'm still wondering what happened to the bee catcher, or the guy who was in the hazmat suit. Right? That was a hazmat suit. Like, what happened to him? Like, he's gone. Hopefully next episode we'll get, like, more into what's going on with Wanda. I want to see her. I think we'll go to the 80s now, because we're in the 70s, right? We're in the 50s. Episode 1 was 50s, episode 2 was 60s, episode 3 was 70s, episode 5 is 80s. Episode 6 is 90s maybe, and then I think around 7 to 9 we'll probably go into present day stuff, and then reality will start breaking down. And I'm also very curious, like, who is the villain of this show? Because, you know, it's Marvel, right? There has to be a villain somewhere. Is Wanda just the villain, or is there a hidden thing there? Is there going to be a big plot twist halfway through or something? We'll have to see. But yeah, I will see you guys for episode 5. But like I said though, just because it's filler isn't bad. I'm just saying it didn't advance the storyline as much as you thought it could have. Because it was just showing their perspective, and at the same time you kind of already figured out most of the stuff if you've looked at the bits and pieces that were given. So it's weird. You know, it's not filler, but it is filler because technically it didn't advance the storyline too much. But it did show some interesting things, some things you might have not known, but then most of the things we did know. We knew that Wanda was in control, we knew she was like the villain in a way, we knew she was cutting things out. But it was also cool to kind of see, like, okay, when they said, Wanda, are you know, when they were saying that, it cut out on S.W.O.R.D's side, but for us it didn't cut out. So it's like we were S.W.O.R.D, but we were a part of the show at the same time. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, I will see you guys for episode 5. Should be pretty interesting, I think. I think we'll see a lot more. I think we'll see both S.W.O.R.D and Wanda, maybe now, because now we've seen both sides of the story. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. See you in the next one. Ta-ta, and farewell.